Hi everyone, welcome to the Stock Hacker Academy show. I'm Erwin, this is Joel.
What's up?
And we're here to talk about Canoe. there's a lot of, never mind. First thing I think about with Canoe, I think about the weed company, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about something that actually makes money.
Canoe Financial out of Calgary.
Out of Calgary. So why we're talking about it today is this is a stock that Cherry and I hold. It is an ETF, so it's traded like a stock. It's not quite a stock. It's something that Cherry and I hold. It pays fixed income. When the market was rocking, whenever we made money, we would actually allocate a portion of those earnings towards buying shares of EIT.UN. We were treating it like a bond because it was pay as fixed income, but it's not a bond, obviously.
No.
So what are we talking about, Joel?
EIT.UN. It's traded on the TSX. It's a Canadian ETF, and the managers specifically focus on paying out a consistent dividend. So in this case, since 2008, they've paid out a dividend of 30 cents per quarter. So that's, you break it down, that's 10 cents per month since 2008. When the fund started in 2013, that was the target they had. And they held that now, 2008. It obviously has been going for longer than, it obviously started later than 2013 if they went through 2008. It actually was started in 1998. So it's been around for a little bit. They've targeted that 10 cent per month dividend since the beginning. It got rocked in the 2008 recession, but it recovered, and they've been pretty consistent since. So the idea with EIT.UN, with the Canoe Fund, is income. It's, if you're putting money in it, it is there. You're looking for a cash payout every quarter.
Right. And what does the yield work out to if you bought it today?
If you bought it today, the dividend yield is 9.41%.
Right. So that's pretty much higher than any stock out there in terms of dividend. So Joel, how are they able to generate that kind of yield?
The main strategy they're using are covered calls. So they invest the top 25, and we'll have a blog post up on our website with a link to it in the description below. The top 25 holdings in the EIT.UN fund are big Canadian companies, and none of them are paying out a 9% dividend. But what they're doing is they're selling covered calls based on their holdings. So they're generating a little bit of cash flow on stocks they already own. If you're not familiar with what a covered call is, we have a whole series that explains stock options and covered calls, or options for beginners series. Again, that link will also be in the description below. So that's what they're doing to generate cash flow.
And of course, they're collecting dividends among these top 25 holdings. So we're talking about like banks, companies like Suncor. Yeah. So all household names, Canadian household names for Canadians.
Yep, and some American too. Johnson & Johnson and a few others. They are looking for quality companies.
Quality companies, and again, hopefully none of these brands or names are unfamiliar to you.
Yeah. They will manage the fund to make sure that, first of all, they're not looking for, so this is actually another good point. They're not looking for price appreciation. They want to keep a pretty tight range on what the price of each unit or share of EIT.UN is, because they want consistency and predictability. That's their product. That's what they're serving up. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, it was a little wild. If you look at the chart, I have the chart up now. Actually, I'm going to switch this to a line graph so that y'all can much easier understand this.
Right. Just for a quick share, Joel and I generally are looking at bar charts, but for more novices, I think lines are more comfortable.
Gives you an idea of the direction it's been going, in whatever time frame you choose. Obviously, the fund had a lot of comparable volatility. If you compare it to some other companies, even some like utility companies, or this may not be as volatile, but compared to the last 13 years, 14 years, it's a lot less volatile now. It's held a $4 range between 15 and 8, so that's actually a $7 range. But in COVID is the lowest it got, and it didn't break $6.50. It just peaked below $7. So they're They want to give you something that you know it's never going to get too high, you know it's never going to get too low. You can sweeten your dividend yields a little bit by buying when it's a little lower. Maybe if you want to trim your position a bit, when it hits that $12, $13 mark, you can get out. But essentially, they want to hold it fast.
Yeah, and again, from an investor standpoint, like I said, we were reinvesting profits by buying shares of EIT.UN. And also, as a side note, it was it's kind of like our savings account within our stock account. So then we could track what kind of returns we were getting.
It's also a common retirement strategy. Invest in whatever accounts and funds you want up to retirement for 20 or 30 years, however long you need. When you have the number or the value, the account value that you deem or your accountant deems necessary, you can start to sell off assets of the more volatile stocks or the higher appreciation stocks, put those proceeds into a fund like EIT.UN, and you know what you're getting every month based on how many shares you got.
Right.
Fixed income.
And then if there's opportunity out there, I may decide to sell my EIT.UN and to relocate into something I think that will grow up, that will provide a significant amount of capital appreciation. Yeah.
Right. It's not an exciting thing. People, you can see that 9% dividend and think, oh, that's cool, but really, the stock isn't doing, the stock price, the unit price isn't doing a whole lot, isn't supposed to do a whole lot. And B, really, when you compare something like this to even the SPY's performance, so SPY, which is the S&P 500 index ETF, it did way better over the 5-year period.
Right.
We did that comparison. And again, that comparison is available in the blog post that goes along with this. But
again, that's not the point of owning this.
Exactly.
Again, I'm treating this like my savings account.
Yeah. So if you're looking for appreciation, if you want growth, account growth over time, there are better options. But if you're looking for fixed income, and I'm going to use fixed loosely. This is never guaranteed, as the 2008 recession demonstrated, right? But still, the last 14 years of history, dividend payment history, still pretty solid. So.
Right. And then what's the alternative? There's not many great alternatives out there.
Yeah. With this kind of history, this kind of payout, those two are actually kind of the biggest pieces.
All right. Well, thank you, Joel. I learned a lot. Cherry and I hold not a huge amount of this, but again, we hold these shares of this EIT.UN from Canoe, and it's for us even. It was great to learn a bit more about how it operates.
And if this is something that interests you, particularly because it's more of a safety factor, because you see what's going on in the market and it terrifies you, and you're looking for something that's a little bit more stable, an actively managed fund might be attractive to you when they are intentionally trying to keep a certain price point and you're getting a dividend. If you're afraid of the market crash, we have a report that we've put together. What happens if the market crashes in 2022? Sorry, that's the point of the report. The report's title is What to Do If the Market Crashes in 2022. Bit more of a ring to it. You can download that for free, link below, and it goes over the different options like dividend stocks, like income funds, and others when things aren't looking so hot in the market.
Mm-hmm. And like and subscribe. It helps with the YouTube algorithms so that you see these videos more often, and also more people will see these videos and help them as well.
Yeah, we'll continue to unpack different types of stocks and funds and companies and investment options, particularly as it relates to the stock market and what that means for you and your goals.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Until next time, take care out there.
Thank you.